Are you a Jesus-loving woman who overexercises and deprives herself of food, desperately trying to obtain a goal weight on the scale? And yet, at the same time, you strive to be a healthy version of yourself by eating well and feeling fit? Hi, I'm Andrea, and I was running on the same hamster wheel for over 20 years. My toxic body image and eating disorder stole my joy and self-respect. Thankfully, God was always with me, fighting my battles and blessing me with the grit to reclaim my life. I'm off the hamster wheel, but I see you still stuck in the cage, and I want to help free you too. Journey with me every week. I'll share personal stories, tools, mindset shifts, and the practical steps I took to heal my unhealthy relationship with food and exercise. I don't believe food and exercise are the problems. I believe they're part of the solution. Instead, I'll teach you how your mindset and faith are the keys to healing. Get ready to navigate your newfound path to healing. Get ready to reclaim your self-worth. Get ready to realign with your God-given identity. For in this identity is where you find true wellness and healing. When you are well, your gifts shine into the world. Shine on, babe. Let's do this. I'm Andrea Carroll, and this is Good Vanilla. Hey, pretty peeps. I'm quickly popping in here before we get rolling to communicate that I am not giving medical advice. I'm giving energetic, emotional, and mental support for women on their health journeys. I'm here because I care. I hope sharing my story will in some way help you on your unique path. Okay, let's dive in. Hey there, lovely people. Welcome to the Good Vanilla podcast. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm so happy you are here, spending some time with me, taking some time to instill or inject some hope and inspiration into your day. Last week, we talked about the phrase, you are more than just a body. And I went deep into what that actually means, what that phrase actually means, because it can leave you questioning, well, if I'm more than just a body, what's more? Like, who am I? Like, what does that mean? So if you have not listened to last week's episode, I encourage you to go back and listen to that, because we kind of build on that today. Because one thing I had mentioned was when we focus on the exterior, when we focus on just our physical self, that is actually the easiest way to go, and it's pretty superficial. Like when you just focus on how you look versus how you feel. And I want to discuss a little bit today about external flaws. And when I'm saying the word flaws, I'm using air quotes, and how these are easier to see. So that is why we focus on them. And I'm saying flaws with air quotes because people, you'll say flaws, but what you think is a flaw is really what makes you special and unique and different from everyone else. And it's easy to say, it's easy to think that and say that when you're having a good day. I get that. But it's the truth. It's kind of like that piece of wood that has all that character and grooves on it. When you're making a sign for like a woodworking sign that you want to hang up in your home, and you want this beautiful calligraphy put on there and this paint over top, and you don't want this board up. It's boring if it's just this straight board with no grooves, nothing, no blemishes on it. It looks better. And actually, if you go and make these signs, which I did make one of these signs last fall, there's a place in town. It was really cool. They walked you got to do it as a class, and they had you go through these steps. And the first thing was when you got your pieces of wood, we had all these tools. We had like nails and mallets and these hammers, and we were just beating these pieces of wood, like putting these grooves and dents and bumps and cracks into this wood. And the finished product, you could tell, I mean, it looked great once you put your paint on. It gave it character. So these external flaws that you're focusing on, this is your character. This one makes you unique and makes you who you are. But it can be so easy to focus on what we see on the outside because it's easier. You can easily look in a mirror and say, oh, that's wrong. Oh, this is wrong. You can identify what you don't like because you can see it with your eyes. But the internal work, my friend, the internal work that is required to fix what's going on inside is more abstract and it's uncomfortable. That is why we don't go much more than surface deep, right? We can't go past the surface because it's so painful. Man, if we think we're flawed on the outside, wait till I get on the inside, right? But until you start loving and nurturing what's on the inside, you'll remain lost and stuck focusing on the external, on those external flaws, when you should be focusing on the internal, your soul and your purpose. I'm going to tell you a little personal story of mine to kind of shed some light on this. At a very young age, when I was only about a third grader, I knew I wanted to write a book. I remember sitting down in my dad's office and I would daydream about it. And I even wrote like the back blurb of the book. And I still remember what the story was supposed to be about. And I got so excited. Like I felt lit up inside. And that, by the way, is your sign that is a purpose for you. That is your purpose. When you feel that fire in your belly. But I knew I wanted to write a book. And as I got a little older, I was battling low self-esteem, and just kind of feeling, I was trying to find a sense of belonging and acceptance and trying to find my place. And as expected, it wasn't easy. And anxiety and depression set in. And it just kept snowballing. And I really was left wanting to control my unhappiness. I had this sense of wanting a sense of control. Like if there was, what's my answer here? And developing an eating disorder became my answer. I didn't know that then. I could not see these steps. Looking back now, I can see the progression and I can see how one thing led to another. But that is the path. That is a path that I got on. The path that I took to how I lost my sense of purpose. I lost that sense of purpose, that identity of I am a writer. The other things became more important. The anxiety and depression and wanting to belong. And this long process, my life and my purpose, it was put on hold. It was hidden. It was buried deep down. And in its place, perfectionism and obsession took over. And that fed right into my eating disorder. And actually, there's a lot of personality traits that can make you more susceptible for developing certain mental health conditions. And with an eating disorder, that was one of them. I was very obsessive and very perfectionistic. And actually, next week, I want to talk about that on a new podcast episode about personality traits and kind of how they play into that. But knowing what I know now and making it to the end, I had to slowly work backwards. I had to slowly work backwards from the eating disorder and peel off a layer until I finally returned home to my truth. It took a lot of work. It did. I had a lot of support from my family. I had support from my husband. I had a really good therapist. And I had God. First and foremost, I had God. So I was not alone, and you are not alone. Whether you are battling an eating disorder or not, or some other anxiety or depression or whatever internal challenge you're facing, you are not alone. That's what I want you to know. That you have to look inward. Because God saved me. God will save you. And He continues to save me every day. I deserve to be saved. You deserve to be saved. Jesus died on the cross to save you. You will never be forgotten or abandoned because you are His. Nothing will change that. This world is full of changes, but Jesus is your unfailing, never-changing anchor. You cannot depend on the world, but you can depend on Jesus, always and forever. Just like in Matthew 28, when Jesus told His disciples after He was resurrected from the dead and He was going to go ascend into heaven, before He left, He told His disciples, I am always with you. It's one of my favorite Bible verses because so often I feel alone. And there's these deep, dark battles going on inside of me, and I can just feel them. And it feels overwhelming, and that I could be overpowered at any minute. And I'm wondering where the strength is going to come from. And I remember that Jesus is always with me. And He is always with you, fighting your battles for you. That is the greatest news. And this is why we can't just focus on our external. Because who saves us? Jesus saves us. He's saving your soul. He's saving you. You are more than just a body, right? We talked about that last week. When we die, we can't take our body with us. We take our soul with us. And the work that we do here on earth, that goes with us too. So the next time you walk past your reflection in a mirror, and if you start nitpicking everything about yourself that you view as flawed, stop yourself right there and remind yourself that that's the easy way out. That is the easy way. That's the easy answer. And it is your turn, it is your time to look inward, to focus on the uncomfortable and the abstract, that you need to start fishing that out of you. because there is a beautiful soul inside of that flawed body that is so much more important, that has so much to give, and is so needed in this world. Okay, friend, I hope this gave you some encouragement on your healing journey or on your wellness journey. Please come hang out with me again next week. You have a great rest of your day. Smile. Remember to smile. Remember to laugh. Enjoy yourself. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Psst. Hey, girl, I got to tell you something. Did you know your eating disorder is keeping secrets from you? Yeah, it's a total butthead. But don't worry, I'm here for you. In fact, created a freebie for you to download. It's the 4 secrets your eating disorder doesn't want you to know. And these are 4 things that I wish I would have known years ago, back when I felt like I just could not get my head above the water no matter how hard I tried. I felt like wave after wave was crashing on me. These are the secrets that have really set me free, knowing these truths about myself. And they are things your eating disorder is trying to keep from you so it can keep control over you. Don't stay in the dark, friend. The link is in the show notes. Go download it now. Hey there, beautiful. Do you feel like every step forward in your healing journey, you are met with setback after setback? It's like it doesn't matter how much effort you put into feeling better about your body, feeling better about your relationship with food. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you are trying to heal in your life, do you feel like the work you are putting in is constantly being erased by a trigger? Well, I hear you. I'm seeing all the comments online about people trying to heal their relationship with their body and with food, and it seems like triggers are something that are relentless in your life. They will not give up their grip on you. Here's the thing. Triggers are not going away, but there's something you can do about it. You have the tools, you have the capability within you to fight back. And to help you do this, I created a little workbook, a free download for you to get right now and start working on fighting back against your triggers. It's my 3-step process to tame your triggers. I walk you through, there are journal prompts in the workbook that walks you through exactly what you need to do to set up your own plan so that you are prepared the next time a trigger strikes. Friend, take back your life. Take back the control. Don't let triggers have control over you. The link for the download is in the show notes. Go download it now and take the first step to defending your life and defending your well-being. You got this, friend. Hey there, lovely souls. It means the world to me that you took time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with me today. But here's the thing. You made time for yourself also. You put your self-worth and your mental wellness first by listening. Did you know that you can help me spread my message to others that so desperately need it? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Rate and review my show. And hey, I want to hang out with you more. Come over on Instagram, follow me at Andrea_Caro, and send me a message. Tell me how you're doing. I want to get to know you. I can't wait to hear from you. And until then, shine on, babes.